All right, everybody. Time we've waited the allotted amount of time, 2 hours. Had to sit upright because it was not sitting upright. We'll see if we can get a decent view anyway. But the idea is that you fill up the water to the max line. This is water from my reverse osmosis. Okay, where is the basket? Here's our basket, our washed and ready basket. Goes in there, and the water level is right at the bottom of that basket. Closing the lid, and now how to get it going. On, and I guess it's going. Fan just kicked on, and it's supposed to make ice in 6 minutes, which is, you know, pretty hard to believe. I would say that that's mostly hard to believe. But that's what they claim, and I can see it filling the water up. Let me see, it's pumping the water into the top portion up here. I don't know if you guys can see that at all. Let me see. Can you see it filling the top part with water? It's kind of cool. And I guess the excess just kind of runs back into the trough of water. And I'll keep you posted as it makes ice. I'll let you know how it works in a minute or two. All right, guys. I've had since the last time I was running the video, it's been a couple of days. I have been using the ice maker for a couple of days now, and I've tested a bunch of different things, and I just wanted to tell you my experience and kind of go over it, and hopefully this helps anybody trying to make a decision. First of all, it works. It works pretty well. It makes ice pretty quickly. One pitcher, which a normal pitcher of water is about 2 quarts. It makes 2 quarts of ice in about 4 hours. It takes about 4 hours. It does about 9 ice cubes every 7 to 10 minutes, something like that. So it takes a while to go through, an entire pitcher, but it does make ice faster than the ice maker in my refrigerator by leaps and bounds. So it does make ice faster. One of the things that I didn't know about these tabletop ice makers is that there's nothing cooling the ice at all. Once the ice is in this basket like this, there's nothing cooling it. So basically the ice starts melting, and it melts and goes back into the main water reservoir, and the cycle continues. So it's best to, if you're like me and you're trying to make ice, to catch up your ice maker, to make more ice so your ice maker doesn't, run out of ice. You just come over here after it makes a couple of batches of ice, and you take the basket and you put it into your ice maker thing. And that's what I did, and that works pretty well. But the problem is that the ice is, has already started to melt by the time you put it in there. So when your freezer hardens the ice, they kind of stick together a little bit more than I would like. That's one of the issues. Let's see here. As far as power goes, I did test the power because I knew somebody would want to know that. It requires anywhere from 90 watts to 140 watts is what I recorded, and that's constant. It runs about 100 in the 100 watt range most of the time, and that's like non-stop. It can hit peaks when it's dumping the ice, when all of that mechanism is running, to upwards of 140 watts. So just to give you an idea, to go through an entire 2 quart pitcher of water, it's about 450 watt hours of power. So that'll give you an idea. To put that into perspective, this is a 500 watt hour device. The entire thing is 500 watt hour. So, and this one is around 300 watt hour, to give you kind of an idea for those people that have this idea that I'll just get an ice chest in one of these when I go camping, and I'll just keep making ice to put into my ice chest. Well, I found out that's not really practical, and I'll you know, tell you why. You would need a lot of solar. You would need a minimum of 300 watts of solar to run this. I mean, it would be fine if you were just making ice to make some, you know, some drinks for, you know, for a get together or something like that. Yeah, you could totally take this camping and make some ice. But the idea of making ice to keep your cooler going so you don't have to keep buying ice with this device while you're camping is not really a practical thing to do. Oh, and another thing that I ran into, currently the ice maker is running off of my Rockpals 300. My Rockpals 300, that's what's powering this thing right now. I just wanted to test some things. I plugged it into the Blue Eddy AC50 first, and interesting thing happened. It will power it on, it powers on, but once it starts trying to make ice, it immediately shuts off. And the reason why is because this device requires a grounded plug. And I never even noticed this before. I've never had any issues whatsoever, but the plug on some of these portable power stations don't actually have a 3-prong ground. They have a hole that the prong goes into, but this isn't a real ground. The Rockpals 300, being a cheaper device even, has an actual grounded 3-prong power plug, which, I don't know, I find that to be pretty interesting. I've never run into any kind of issue like that before, and this is the first time, so I just wanted to bring that up. As far as the quality of the ice cubes go, the ice cubes are, they're a little bit smaller than you would normally get out of your refrigerator ice maker. They're kind of, you know, they're kind of dome shape, pyramid shape, however you want to call it. They've got a hole in the middle kind of thing. They work, you know, they work fine. They taste fine. The device works pretty self-explanatory. I didn't run into any kind of problems or issues with that. It runs really well. I don't regret buying it. I can go ahead and recommend it. And I will have a link in the description if you would like to pick one of these up or take a look at another model, maybe a larger one or something like that. But this one does exactly what I want it to do. When my ice and my ice maker starts getting low, like once a week, you know, it takes a week of using the ice, and next thing you know, at the end of the week, there's, you know, the ice is at critical situation where sometimes I'll go to get some ice and there's no ice. So once a week, I'll fire this thing up to catch the ice back up, and probably once every 2 weeks actually, because I made a reserve amount of ice. Let me show you that. So basically, this container right here is an entire pitcher of water. This container right here is a 2-quart batch. That's how much ice you're looking at, if you can kind of get a gander at how much that is. So that's how much ice, you know, when you fill that up to run it, that's how much ice you're looking at right there. So I really like it. I'm glad I purchased it. I'm not going to send it back. You can hear it running right now. It's going to be dropping the ice here any second. But it works really well. If I didn't answer any questions that you may have specifically to the device, please see it's dumping the ice right now, and it will use the scoop and push it into the basket, which is kind of cool. But if there's a specific question that I didn't answer or whatever, just leave it in the comments and I'll be happy to get back with you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, and happy ice making. Hopefully this answers some of the questions that, you know, van dwellers and people who camp a lot may have had on one of these portable ice makers. The biggest thing is it doesn't keep the ice frozen, man. If there was one of these devices that did that, that would be, you know, a self-contained unit where you didn't have to take the ice and put it anywhere. It just was self-contained. That would be better. I would like that much better if there ever was a inexpensive, reasonably priced device that did that. But anyway, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. On that end.